Hi there, this is H. Victoria Hargro Atkerson. I'm an author and a writer, and I want to share with you today my new book, which is Enslaved, and invite you to get a copy from Barnes& and Nobles, Amazon.com, or you can get it on Kindle, so be sure to get a copy, okay? Now, I'm going to be reading today from Chapter 1. Shamari, the apprentice to the medicine man, and the beautiful daughter of the king, Princess Gemma, sat on the edge of the Congo River, tossing flat rocks into the rippling waters while speculating about their promising futures because within a few weeks, both of them would soon begin their initiation into adulthood. Their ancient and industrious tribe was very specific in their practices and traditions for one to achieve the honorary status of man and woman. The young boys, aspiring to be men, lived separately from their village for 2 cycles of the moon with their peers who were also grasping for their ultimate goal of manhood. Within the newly formed Brotherhood Alliance, boys had to perform a litany of difficult and challenging tasks, including making weapons, demonstrating their mastery of hunting, displaying acts of bravery, and proving their physical and mental strength. During their isolation period, a stark white, blank faced masked individual who showed no emotions cared for the young candidates while guiding them through 60 days of difficult and grueling trials that were as ancient as the ancestral land they had the privilege to stand on. Aspirants participated in a painful ceremonial circumcision performed on an ancient stone, which bound them to each other, to their community, and to their ancestors. Individually, each male made a solitary journey and brought back irrefutable evidence of their dangerous trek into the wild jungle with its many fierce predators, poisonous plants, and hazardous topography. They had to master and conquer the land and all of its dangers in order to return to their peer group and tell of their solitary adventures. Decorating their exhausted and newly conditioned bodies festively to display their newfound masculinity and sexual prowess. The excited candidates waited impatiently for their leader to lead them back to their enthusiastic village where the whole tribe prepared an elegant feast to celebrate their newly attained status of manhood. With the hunting sounds of the drums welcoming them, the eager young men took center stage in a joyous, well earned celebration that lasted for 3 amazing days. The erotic sounds of the Congo drums instilled an electrified sense of pandemonium to the festivities that celebrated the initiation ceremony while expiring an artistic exhibition of elaborate costumes and highly intricate dancing skills. Now, I really love reading about the traditions and cultures and the different customs of African tribes because it shows you how well they orient their young people into their tribal traditions. The hunting, the different jobs that the male has is taught specifically. Even the practices of how a male is to treat their wife and to care for their families. All of this is done in that isolation period where they learn those skills that they're going to need to carry them through their lifetime. And those skills, they in turn will train the next generation. I think it's an amazing process. In this story, Shamari is an apprentice to the medicine man. I know most people who think of Africa call that person a voodoo doctor, but that person is a medicine man who's trained in healing. He's also trained in spiritual development and all aspects of the human behaviors and human ailments. These are skills that are learned along with studying herbal plants and different types of soil and just and a menagerie of wonderful, interesting things. So I think to look at that role in the tribe, uh, which that training for that person who is to take over for the medicine man who is presently in place, the training of that person begins soon after birth. So he's taken from his parents usually around age 5, and he's trained up until the time they are assumed the duties, whether it is as an assistant or as the medicine man. Usually it's more than one person that is trained at a time. So, but I think it's fascinating because they have and I go into it a little bit more in the book about how that process happens and what skills that they learn in order to fulfill those duties. I think it's very fascinating, and I'm happy to hear and to read and discover that this person was a skilled person. It wasn't about voodoo, it was about taking care of their tribe and learning those spiritual aspects of developing uh, their connection with their ancestors, which I think is very important. So, take a look at this book. That's Enslaved. It is available on Amazon.com and Kindle, and also at Barnes and Nobles. And if your local bookstore does not have it, be sure to ask them for it. Okay, that's Enslaved. Okay, and thank you so much. And be sure to love someone special, and most of all, love to you.